Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Comfy Nest with Grace. It is Friday. It is August 16th. Yes, I got a haircut. I asked for some bangs and I got them. What do you think? What do you think? Well, they're actually the way I don't know how she did it, but she made them look so darn cute. I hope I can do them this cute tomorrow. But anyway, I got me some bangs. I got a haircut. I'm all updated. So that's the scoop over here. I am working on some paper collage. I got my table ready to go. You will wait till you see the mess that I got going on over here. But it's okay. You guys said you've been enjoying watching the paper collage process, so that's what we're going to do today. And I actually purchased a book when Gannon and I were gone for his trip. We hit a couple of thrift stores, and I purchased this book, and it's got some pretty fantastic stuff inside that I want to try to repurpose for junk journaling. So we're going to probably get into that today as well. So when you get here, please say hello. I do want to make sure that this feed is working. So just if you bear with me, I'll do that while everybody's coming on. Let's see. I just got to jump in and see. Is this actually showing up for you? Let's see. Settings. There we go. All right. A couple of more clicks, folks. Couple of more clicks, and we'll see what we got going here. I'm going to share this feed, and I asked you guys to fluff the nest, which just means to share it. If you're getting any value from what we do here today, or if you're hanging out and you're loving the company that you find here at the Comfy Nest with Grace, which I think you will, please make sure that you share. It helps us out a lot. Okay. I'm sharing in a couple of places. Let's see how this works. I haven't done that before. It's Friday. Hi, Diana. How are you? Hey, Melissa. Welcome. Melissa, we are going to totally do the ATC swap next month. From the ATC extravaganza event I did the other day, Melissa had done some ATCs and said, I'm hooked. I love them. And I said, well, maybe we should do one next month in the group. We haven't done one in a while. We do all kinds of stuff in our group. Napkin swaps, ATC swaps. We've done tag swaps before. We just finished Junk Journal on a Journey. We did the craft box relay. We have creative bingo. We have regular bingo for prizes. Lots of fun fellowship activities that you can take part in. They're all optional, of course, that you can take part in if you want. And since we hadn't done an ATC swap, I'm just going to get my chair. Since we hadn't done one in a while, and you mentioned it, Melissa, I thought we are going to do it, and it's going to be different than what we've done in the past. I've already got my mind going. You got my mind turning on this, Miss Melissa. We are going to do something super fun. It's going to be a round robin, and you're going to do it in teams, and it's going to be ATC swap, but a creative ATC swap like you've never seen before. We're doing it. So if you like fellowship and fun, if you like a little bit of a creative challenge without a ton of it's not an everyday thing. You have to worry about doing it every day. But it's just enough activity to keep you creative. When you're doing it with friends, it keeps you accountable to your creativity. It's like meeting a girlfriend at the gym or at the park to go for a walk. You're more likely to go for a walk or get a workout in if you're meeting someone there to do it. It's kind of similar to that. Our fellowship activities, we try to get you guys engaging with each other, getting to know each other, making friends. And we're all over the country. We do it virtually, and we're still able to do it. And we would love to have you join us in the Craft Therapy Club if you'd like to. If you don't know anything about the club, it's $15 a month to be in the club. Everybody gets a welcome gift when they join. I think this welcome gift for this next round of people will be, and through the ATC swap, will be ATC stuff. I've never done that before, but I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm trying to formulate my brain, Melissa, based on what you motivated me and inspired me to do something different here. We'll do the ATC swap, a round robin creative event in teams like we did with Journals on a Journey. Just stay tuned because I'm working on all the details. Thanks, Janet. Thank you. I love it. Just Josie, downtown Mills Lake, she did my hair for me today, and I'm loving it. I get a ton of hair. I don't know what it is. I said to her, maybe it's because I've been taking collagen, but she cut a ton off. I just get so much bulk, and she layered it a lot and cut it down, which I love because it's just so much easier to take care of with less hair. Yes, it's going to be so fun. Melissa, we are going to have a ball. We are going to have a ball with this. I promise you. Hey, oh, look at you guys. There's Lori. Hey, Lori. Thanks for joining today. All right, let me get you on my table. Let me get you looking at my table. At least, there we go. Okay, listen, I threw this out. I just took this out of the garbage. This was from the ATC event, and Christy was good enough to give us all of the time zones with the start times, because it gets confusing when you have people from all over the country, from all five time zones. Sometimes, I think it was just four time zones this time, but sometimes, from all over the country or world, it gets really hard to know what time. What you mean, your time or my time, or whose time are we talking here? So this was super helpful, and I threw it out, and I looked at it in the garbage. I'm like, why did I throw that out? This could be something really cool. Like, why can't I use this in my collage? I think this could be really cool. I think I'm going to put this in there. So anyway, I pulled that out. So I have this mound of papers that I pulled out from my paper basket or my bin. And I was just doing a few pages. I'm going to do a few more of these, and then I'm going to tell you a couple of different ways that I plan on using these coming up. This is just my novel. I have the phone book, and then I have the novel. I've been doing this for a long time, you guys. This is one of my ways of tired crafting, is to come into an old book and fill the pages with my paper scraps. And it just makes beautiful backgrounds for projects, beautiful junk journal pages, tags, you name it, ATC backgrounds. I mean, all day long, we could come up with ways to use these. So that's what I do. And I was talking about this the other day, and we'll get into it a little more in a minute, but let me just do a little bit of this. Fill a couple more pages here. So that's what I'm going to do. You guys, when you get here, if you're just coming on, if you're catching the replay, so hello, let me know. I always like to say hello back. Thank to everybody who has been supporting me and my family with buying me a coffee. I put out an offer of thanks, like for those of you who are buying a coffee to support the page. Anybody who does that in the month of August, I'm going to enter your name in to win 2 free months in the Craft Therapy Club. So if you are already a member, you'll just get a refund, or I'll work it out so that you get that money back, or that you never get charged. I'll probably just do it so you never get charged. That would be easiest. And if you are not a member, we'll get you into the membership and let you try it out for 2 months for free. So it doesn't matter if you're a member or not. Each coffee that you buy me through the month of August, I will enter your name in. It'll earn you another chance to win 2 free months in, I think I want one of these, in the Craft Therapy Club. I thought that would be a fun way of saying thanks. All right, so we can actually shape these to what we need. That's the good thing about paper scraps. You never have to feel bad about ripping. Ooh, look what's on that side. Ripping them apart. I'm going to flip that one over. Okay, that works great for there. It's coffee stained, and then I printed on it, obviously. Ooh, let's use that over here. That big flower. I love it. I don't want to lose my blue paper, though, so let's do this. Yes, ma'am. Using up what we got here. Using up all the paper scraps. That's cool. That is so cool. I love it. Now, what do I want to put over here? Maybe a bit of pink something. I got pink right here. Maybe something bolder. I got this pink right here. I got this. I like the bold, but I don't like the square, so we're going to tear it apart until it's not square anymore. Not exactly square anyway. I still have my cold, and I woke up, just as an update, because you guys are always so sweet and you're asking me. Okay, I've ran into my girlfriend today. I haven't seen her since the surgery. She gave me a big hug. How are you feeling? I'm good. Since the hysterectomy, I'm good. I feel like, hey, Carmela, I have not seen you in quite a while. And what is Carmela in my Hendon? Girl, have you established it? Girl, have you established a YouTube page? Can you private message me so I can come check it out? I don't want to, I will forget if you do not private message me. I'm going to just say that. I do have menopause brain. So if you do not message me, I will forget. I am sorry. In fact, when I went to get my hair cut today, this is so bad. Oh, look at that little piece right there. Where do you want to go? I said to Josie, I'm like, I'm going to write you a check because I think I remember the last time you were okay with the check. You preferred it actually, because then she doesn't have to pay the credit card fees. And she's like, yes, I still have your other check here. I'm like, I was like, oh my gosh. I had forgot to sign my check at the last time I got my haircut, girls, 8 weeks ago. And she had messaged me and told me that. And I don't know where that went in my brain. She had messaged me and told me, oh my gosh, I went to cash your check and I realized you didn't sign it. Don't worry about it. I'll just hold it till next time. And I thought that's silly. You don't have to hold it until next. I remember thinking that you don't have to hold it till next time. I think I might have said, if I didn't, just remember this about me. Send me a message so I remember to come in, like, and sign that check. I'll do it next time I'm in town. I forgot all about it. I felt so bad. She pulled it out. I'm like, yes, I will sign that dang check. So send me a message, please, Carmela. It's your craft room name. My hen den. It's so cute. But do you have an established YouTube channel? I guess is what I'm asking. Or social media presence, because I will come follow you, my friend. Thank you for the haircut comment. Hey, Judith. Judith is here. Hello, hello, friend. Welcome, welcome. All right. So what was I going to say? There was something I was going to say. Hold on. What was I going to say to you? Jeez Louise. This is menopause brain. Okay, the update on my health. I'm feeling fine. I go for physical therapy after my hysterectomy. I go for physical therapy in September. That's the first appointment I could get. And that's, that's okay. I guess that's okay. I'm fully healed. No, I shouldn't say that. They tell you it's 6 months. I mean, I'm hearing it's not really, you're going to feel more like yourself, but you're not truly internally healed for 6 months. So I get tired really easily. It just is what it is. I get tired really easily. I am still taking a lot of naps. I slept a lot after the surgery, like daily sleeping was like the norm. Still doing that. I came home from Gavin's Mayo Clinic. We went down to Mayo in Rochester. It's an 8-hour drive. Oh gosh, it's a big drive. It's 500 miles. It takes us a little longer usually because I always have to go to the bathroom because of my bladder. Let's use this here. I think that is so funny. And we'll cover up some of it. No, maybe I don't want to cover that pretty thing up. Let's do it like right here. And then I'll find something to put in that corner. That is hilarious that I'm going to use that. Why not? Came home from Gavin's appointment for Mayo Clinic with a cold. So I have this head cold that I'm dealing with right now. But I did tell my husband, I think I feel better today. I think I'm feeling better. That was early this morning. But by the time I came home for my 10 a.m. haircut, I was like, no, I don't feel better. I feel like I'm getting a headache. And now I have a full-blown headache. It is what it is. It's a cold. I'm just updating you on how I'm feeling because you guys always ask, which is so sweet. So when we're done here, I'm going to be live with Facebook subscribers at 4 o'clock for happy hour. So I'm going to take a little nap in between. So I'm ready to go for Facebook happy hour. We'll do some more creating and crafting together during that. It has been rainy and it's still kind of gloomy and stuff here. So it's not a good day to be out on my deck for happy hour. So I think we haven't had a lot of that. It's just been so rainy here this season. Excuse me. I literally am just using up some paper scraps, girls. I think that is flipping funny. Let's get something colorful on here. Let's find a scrap that has some color. This little blue piece. If I can use it like it is, I will, but sometimes I end up cutting it down, like taking off a piece if I have to. It's just scraps, so I never feel bad about cutting it down further or taking off a bit and throwing it out if you have to. Like these little bits right here, I'm not keeping those. I don't have the patience for all that. But I do keep little bits. Every once in a while, you need a little bit to just cover up a spot. So it just depends, I guess, on how big my bin is getting, how full. That's why these books are glorious, because all of my paper scraps are being put to good use. I can use them for future projects. And this process of paper collage is incredibly relaxing to me. I don't know why. It is just, it's like coloring. It's just like coloring, you know. We had an open craft session the other night and I was coloring some black and white images. Hang tight and I'll show you. I was coloring these for what we're doing in the Craft Therapy Club this month for one of our projects is learning how to do decorative wax papers and embellishments. And so I had tested this one out already, took it off of this printout, and then I thought it turned out gorgeous. So I just, during our open craft session, all I did was color these, and it was so lethargic and just so relaxing to do. If you don't color, maybe that's part of what you should be doing, you know, as part of your relax time, your me time, because it is so relaxing. Only one video on YouTube, and I post pictures on Facebook page. You've got to send me some links, friend. You got to. I want to know. I want to know. I'm so glad you're here today to tell me about that. Oh, I can. All right. There we go. I just want to make sure everything was set up there. All right. Brief lapse of what I was up to. I like this color, but I don't think I need this whole big piece. All right. We'll save this for another page. Did I start putting something on this page yet? No, but I can. Like, let's just get this down because I want to use it. So sometimes I'll do this. I'll flip between a couple of books or a couple of pages. I need skinnies, and I have lots and lots of strips of paper. So let's use them up. There, that one's good there. So when I'm all done with this, when I start putting all these pieces of paper back into my paper scrap bin, what I'll do is I do end up throwing out the itty bitty bits because like I don't want to be storing that. I just throw it out at the end. Like anything that's left on the table that I haven't used, I throw them out. Now like this, I could stick this itty bitty bit right here where there's like a little opening, and to close up where the gap is between 1, 2, 3 pieces of paper, there was like a little gap right there. And so it is kind of nice just to have the itty bitty bits for that. But I won't keep them in my bin for much longer than that. I've got these little bits of, yep. These are tiny pieces of leftover rice paper, decorative rice paper, which I sell in the shop. And these are just the leftover bits. And I love working with the leftover rice paper because it's like cloth. It just feels so good. So easy to work with. If I'm not seeing any new comments. If you commented and I didn't respond yet, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. Let's put this big beauty over here. I don't like that white edge, so we'll take that off. And then let's go like this. And then I'll cut the extra later. Oops. It was a little wiggly there. Before it like really secures itself on, it gets a little shifty, which is great because you can move things around as you need to. All right, let's see. So what's everybody up to this weekend? It is our final weekend. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe it. With Landon at home, he's leaving for, I need a piece that's, you know, more like this shape. He's leaving for college. There, that bit right there. He's leaving for college on Wednesday. We're moving him in on Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's here already. Getting his laundry. Like he bought new sheets for himself. So we washed his sheets and we're like washing his bedding. What else did he buy that we had to wash? It was something else. We're just been the last couple of days trying to get that stuff finished so that when he moves in, he can just make his bed and everything's ready to go. But I can't believe it's already here. His roommates, I don't think get there until, his roommate and suite mates don't get there until the weekend. So he has a couple of days ahead of them. I'm excited for him. Lynn wants to know how am I doing with that big move. I am really excited. Of course I'm going to be sad. I'm going to miss him here at our house. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss our early mornings together. That's when I get to spend my quality time with him, is in the early morning, because he's an early riser and so am I. So I'll miss that, but it's his time. It's his time to do his thing. And I'm really excited that it's his time. I'm excited for him. I want him to just love this as much as I did at that age. When I was his age, I was so ready and eager to get out of my house with my parents. I was ready to go off and be on my own as much as I could be, right? Like still within a college dorm setting, which he'll be in, with an RA who can help you if you need it. So those resident assistants are there. Your roommates are there to help you if you need it. You have advisors. He's not going to be playing any sports in college, but the athletes have their coaches to help them along. So it's not like these kids are left to fend for themselves. It's like the perfect out on your own for the first time within a safe place option. So I'm really excited for him. Of course I'm going to be sad, but I'm not. I think it's going to be fine. I'm probably going to cry. I told him the other day, I said, just be patient with me. I may be maybe a little upset. It's not because I'm so thrilled for you. It's not because I don't want you to leave. Meaning it's not as though I'm not going to miss you. Of course I don't want him to leave, but he has to. So I'm good with it. It's time. It is his time for sure. That is really bold, so I don't think I'll do that. Let's go maybe start a new page with that one, because I finished that one. Let's stick this one down here. This is like vintage wrapping paper that I ordered some things from Etsy, from a creative shop, and she wrapped it in this vintage wrapping paper. So I'm going to stick it here. And it's got some washi tape stuck to it, which makes it even a little more unique. Anyway, I'm pretty good with it. If you are a mom of a senior going off to college, or a kid just moving out for the first time, tell me in the comments, how is that for you? Judith, you used to color every night. I was doodling when I was first, right before the surgery and right after the surgery. I was doodling quite a bit. And I found that to be super relaxing too. So I get it. With the coloring. Hey, Gwendolyn, how are you, Gwen? Constance, you are here live. So no replay, darling. You are here live. Hello, Grace. She says, I keep telling myself to practice this process during some of my downtime. Keeping a library of books, magazines, and glue scraps would help. Yes, even if you kept them, for example, if you travel a lot, what am I doing here? What is this all about? There we go. If you travel a lot, get a little canvas satchel that you can put your glue in, your bottle of glue, maybe a thing of baby wipes for your hands so that they get sticky. You can wipe your hands easily in the car. And what am I looking for here? Let's do maybe some more numbers. I don't use scissors. I think you can tear everything, but if you like scissors for this process, grab some scissors. Really, it's all you need. And a bunch of paper scraps at the bottom of the bag. And you're ready to go. You could do it in the car. You can do it on the go. If you are the person taking the kids to dance lessons and then you end up waiting in the waiting room for an hour at dance, karate, at the baseball field, whatever it is. If you're waiting, I used to do a lot of waiting when my kids were little for swim lessons. And I had my two boys were one right after the other in terms of age group. Sometimes I could sign them up for swim together, but there were some things that they had to do, like Taekwondo. When they did that, one went for an hour, or it was maybe it was a half hour. I don't quite remember, 45 minutes, something like that. And then we'd wait one whole session. So 45 minutes when another class went, and then Landon went after his brother. So we were there for almost 3 hours. I used to bring my sewing with me, but this would be something perfect to bring with you because it's just fabric scraps. It's, you have plenty of them. You do. Get an old book that you've already read, or just go to a yard sale and grab an old book. Doesn't matter what size. I use my phone book sometimes. I use this little book sometimes. The size doesn't matter. And just start filling up the pages with collage. Oh, you'll feel so good about it when you're working on it. You'll feel so good about it when you have the finished pages. I'm going to use at least one of these today. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I've been using these pages on, or I'm going to be using them on. But I do use them for my junk journals. I don't like that one there. Maybe something a little less Shazam, less big, or bold, I should say. What if I did this here? I like that better. It doesn't need to be so tall. And I do like this glue. It works really well, and it's super cheap. It comes out really fast. It flows easily every single time I need it. Unlike my Fabri-Tac, just feels like it's a freaking job to get that out of the bottle sometimes. And I just bought a new one, so it's not, I used to say, oh, it must be because this bottle is really old. No, even my new bottle, I just really have trouble getting it out. So Fabri-Tac is great when you have fabric that you're gluing anything to, but it's not necessary if you're doing paper. Go buy yourself, I think this thing is like $2 or something like that at Walmart. It's so inexpensive and it's really easy to use. Okay, I gotta take my sweater off. Getting a little warm here, girls. We're working up a sweat with the gluing. That was my relaxing time from work. What a great idea for your little, if you have a break room, or even if you just go outside and sit on a park bench at work and have your relaxed time. What a great idea. Oh, that's exactly how you feel, Lynn says. You have raised him well, and now he gets to move on to this next chapter. I will cry. She says, you will cry like a baby. Listen, I've been crying, oh my gosh, since he graduated from kindergarten, girls. Like, let's be honest. I've had those mama moments since he graduated since I dropped him off at kindergarten. They're like, oh my gosh, my baby, it's getting so big. We've been doing this for 18 years. Oh my gosh, he's graduating at daycare to the next room. Or, oh my gosh, when I remember distinctly when Landon graduated from elementary school, they had like preschool through second grade in one hall. It was like an L-shaped building. And then when they moved to, I think it was third grade, they went to this other hallway. And he was like, I'm going to the big kids hall. I remember that so much. I was like, oh, my baby's moving to the big kids hall. I'm a sentimental fool, Lynn. She knows this about me. That's why she says, you will cry like a baby. I know I will. I told my husband that too. I told him that a year ago. You just be prepared, and don't tell me to just like settle down. Don't tell me anything. Just let me get it out. I need to just cry it out. I'm like that with everything. Is it upsetting? Yes. Let me have a good cry about it and I can move on. But you just gotta give me, look, that's kind of funky. You just gotta give me the room to cry so I can just cry about it and move on. You know what I was thinking? I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I was thinking about this though. Hang tight. Let me finish this. Grace, one thing at a time. So yes, I fully expect that next Wednesday. Oh, I'm going to be with the Craft Therapy Club members at 7 p.m. that night. Is that the night we're doing the wet? Let me look at the schedule. Hold on. Yes, that's the night we're doing our decorative wax papers at 7 p.m. I'm dropping Lennon off in the morning, in the afternoon. And I said to him yesterday, I've got a live planned at 7 p.m. That's good with you, right? He's like, yeah, Mom, move-in is at noon for him, and it's an hour and a half away. I said, I know, but we're going to probably make a run to like, we'll have to go to like Walmart to pick up things that you forgot, or that he wants to wait till he gets there. He wants to wait till he gets there to figure out, like, does he need, like, whatever. It's like, oh, you need like a hanging shoe rack thing that you could hang on a door. Or he bought himself a lamp for his desk, a coffee maker, just a couple of things like that. Nothing really major. He wanted to bring a blender, and then I think he's changed his mind and said, I'm not bringing a blender. He doesn't even know. He doesn't even really know. And he's of the mindset, I'll get there and I'll figure it out. So if I need a little, like, a lot of kids buy those plastic 3-tiered drawers in the bathroom to hold all their stuff. We don't know. he doesn't know and he doesn't want to buy anything until he gets there. So I said, we're probably going to make a big run to Walmart so that we can figure out what you need in the room. Plus, you got to meet your roommates and see what they want to do because he's sharing bathroom with another. So his roommate is in one room with him. And then there's another bedroom right next to that. And they share these suite mates, we call them, the other two kids in the other room. The four boys will share one bathroom. So the other boys are probably going to want to have something to say about what goes in the bathrooms. So anyway, we're just of the thought, like, let's just figure it out when we get there and we can run to Walmart. So I said, we're probably going to have to make that Walmart run. I'll probably want to take you to lunch or dinner because the cafeteria doesn't open until Saturday when everybody else moves in. He's moving in a few days early because he needs to go through training, like even CPR training, to work at the wellness center because that's where he got his job. And I was like, oh, we might want to do lunch. Can we do lunch? Oh my goodness. I said, but I'm going to have to leave by at least 4:30 to be ready for. He's like, that's fine. He's so ready. He's like, that's fine, Mom. You can leave whenever you want. I was like, I'm going to cry all the way home. I'm sure of it. Okay. I'm grabbing not stamps, punches, because that's what reminded me of it, that little oval. Because I was thinking it is kind of fun every once in a while to have a shape on these pages. And I have used, and I love using the negatives. I save these negatives. I don't punch a lot, but I do save the negatives because they're kind of fun on these pages. They add just a little bit of decorative fun. So let's finish this page and I'll put this on there. And then maybe with some of my scraps, we could do a few punches and get the positives and negatives out of the punches. Like, I just think that's so cool. Just so I can see that's not even really connected. Where would I want to put this? I want to put it somewhere. I think you can see it best right there. I'm just going to, oh, wait, it's double-sided, and I actually like this side better because it's a little more bold and you can see it better. So I'm going to glue this down. But that's what made me think, grab your stamps, Grace, because these little stamp pieces, they're so cute on these collage pages. Like this one. Cuteness alert. That's what I say when I see something uber cute. This one has a lot going on right in here. Maybe it would be good. No. Anyway, I'm gonna cut out a few of these because we could use these. Like, who says you can't use? As a way, especially, okay, a couple of things. A juncture where there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of paper converge here. There's 1 piece, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces. If that's a little bit much for your eye, let me get that screen bigger. If that's a little bit much for your eye and you're feeling like it's just really too busy, this could just add an element enough to just break that up a little. And you could, it doesn't have to be a shaped piece of paper, but while you have your punch out, or if you have punches and you don't use them a lot and you want to get into paper collage, that can be a really nice way to add a pop of color and to just break up the monotony right there. So anywhere where it feels like it's like kind of busy right in there might be a good place. The other thing is I'll sometimes use, like I have this little thing. It was glued to, I bought something, I don't remember where, off of Etsy or somewhere, and it came in a little bag with all the things that I bought, and the bag had this like connected to it. I don't remember if it was washi tape or what the heck it was, but something like that could also, now most of my collage pages do not have a focal point, but every once in a while, like I'll just have a butterfly or something and I'll just put it on the page. You can see it's not very often, but every once in a while, if I have something that is a focal point, I'll put it on the page. Okay, so that's another way to use up, if you have focal points, that you keep passing it up. So if it's something that you got in a collection, okay, so like I bought these, or maybe somebody gifted these to me. I don't remember where I got these, but these stamps, they're really cute. But if you keep coming across one stamp and you don't use it and you don't use it and you don't use it because you're not really finding a place, like it could make a really good focal point for one of these pages. And who knows how I don't know how I'm going to end up using this page. But if it ends up in a junk journal, I could maybe use it as a tag in a junk journal or a journal card in a junk journal. And it's just a great way to use what you already have, especially things that you couldn't find a home for otherwise. I folded in that corner and I think I mucked it up. I'm going to put this right here. Why not? Why not? So anyway, keep that in mind. Keep it in mind, these are still a little bit wet from the glue. So the one thing about this glue is it stays wet for a while. And so when I'm doing this for a while, and then if I leave my room, it's usually at night I do this, late at night when I want to create, but I don't know what I want to do and I don't have a lot of energy. I'll do collage work. And when I'm done, I'll just leave my desk like this, and I might like put things in between the pages so that they don't rest on each other and glue together, you know, because they're still a little bit damp. So that's another tip for you if you decide to pick up this hobby. Or this practice. Like this page is very wet, so I better leave this open like this. Okay, that all being said, I'm going to make a little room here, and I'm going to grab a couple of things and show you. Make a little room. Good luck to you. Let me make a little room, and I'm going to grab you a couple of things and show you 2 ways that I'm going to be using some of these pages. Is Callie here? I used your stamp from your card for the tissue paper challenge on an ETC. Good job, Melissa. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. Hey, Vicki, I see you. You take care of a woman for 24 hours a day. Oh, Judith, you're a caregiver. Good for you, darling. I'm sure she appreciates you. Connie says, that's a great idea. I forgot that I used to do college homework while I waited for my son who is active in sports, karate, and music, right? You got to find a way to fill that time. And when you have the freedom to fill that time with fun, it could be collage work. I used to, when the kids, my kids were in Taekwondo, I did a lot of fabric, hand-stitched fabric stuff. So fabric flowers, fabric, like little pumpkins and projects like that. Now I love my paper, so I've been doing paper, but any of that stuff works. ATC cards are a great thing to do because you can put that in a small pouch and take it with you anywhere. She says, my son is 50, a college professor with a wife and 2 teenage sons, and I still feel emotional when he leaves from visiting or when I hear he isn't feeling well. Always a mother. Oh, I'm with you. I am with you. I feel the same way. It's a mother thing. It's a mother thing. I think you're right. So hail to all you mothers who are missing your babies, no matter how old they are or what their stage in life is. It's a mother thing. It's so natural. Okay, vellum. Little bits of vellum that are just like leftover. I do keep these in this book too, and with my paper scraps, because these could add something really cute to a page, and without much, you know. What do you do with them otherwise? I mean, if they're big enough like this, we could make a pocket out of that. But when I have bits of vellum for a project that it's like, oh, that's leftover. What am I going to do with it? It goes in my paper. With my paper stuff. I may end up, I wouldn't mind, I was just thinking about this. This is just a torn envelope. I used part of it, obviously, for something. I wouldn't mind putting these protectively in something like that inside my bin, because I want those to stay kind of protected. So I think that's what I'll do, and I'll even mark it. So when I'm looking through here, I'll know that's what's in there. Okay, now, a couple of things. These are like pieces of, these go in my bin with my paper. I know this is a paper scrap, clearly what we would think of a paper scrap. These are paper scraps in the fact that these were printables that I printed out and they printed the wrong size. They're just bad print jobs. And so I was like, I will use them for something. I don't want to throw them out. So I stuck them in my paper scraps bin. Like that is half of a printout from a digital that I bought from Louise Heinzel. And I printed it out wrong. So I thought that I'll put it in my paper collage bin, my paper scraps bin, because I'm not going to throw it out. It'll get used somehow. Okay. I'm going to grab some of these and just make a little room here. The big ones toward the back, small ones up top. And like I said, the really itty bitty bits I probably don't keep, like these little ones. I'm probably going to throw out since I'm done for the day. Well, not done for the day, but like with this part of paper collaging. I'm just trying to organize so I can have a little more room to show you what I wanted to show you. But these will all go back. That I'm not going to throw because it's rice paper. I know it's itty bitty, but it's rice paper and I love working with rice paper. Okay. There. These I had put aside. Here, another thing, just to note. Any cardstock that I've been saving, that was that pile that was on my seat that I put aside because I really do not like using cardstock in this process of paper collage. It doesn't work well with others when it comes to paper collage. So I put those all in a pile and I put them aside because I will find, where did I put them now? I will find a different purpose for those in life. They will, oh, there they are. They will find another job. Anything that's thicker and isn't going to glue down well, I'm putting it in a different place because when I have used them in this process, they don't play well with others. They kind of pop off the page. I've stopped using them, so I guess there's probably not going to be a lot in this version of it. This was earlier in the book. Let's see this one. See if I have any cardstock in here because I want to show you an example if I can find it. No, that's not cardstock. It does not bend. It doesn't fold as well, especially when it's glued down to something like this is a piece of cardstock right there. And this is a perfect example. And that edge of that yellow piece of paper is like a textured cardstock. Okay. That edge of it right here kept popping up. No matter how much I glued it, it kept popping up. So I put down a piece of my vintage tape. We did this in the Craft Therapy Club, by the way. I showed them how to make that for themselves. I put a piece of that faux vintage tape down to hold it down because no matter what glue I put down, it was not sticking down. And if I wanted to pull this out and fold it in half, this thing is just going to keep popping up. So rather than fighting the cardstock, I just decided I'm not using cardstock anymore in my paper journals because it just does not, it doesn't play well with others, as they say. Okay. Now these pages, these collage pages that I've put together. Okay, so that one I did put a big, that would make such a great journal tag right there, wouldn't it? Man, I love that. I wanted to make journal tags out of the images in this book that I got when Gannon and I we went to the thrift store, some of the thrift stores, and I grabbed this at one of the thrift stores because it has some really great images in it. And phrases, it's all about fatherhood. One Swell Dad, the Sweet Nellie Book of Memories and Expressions of Fatherly Endearment from the Past. Okay, so it's a collection of quotes and photos about fatherhood. And they're very sweet. They're very, very sweet. And I was thinking, this is the kind of book that ends up at a thrift store or in the garbage. I don't know. They just do. But I was thinking these could make really cute little tags or like a gift tag for Father's Day. Yes. A card for Father's Day. Yes. But I was just thinking for my own use, journal tags, journal cards, journaling cards for my books. So like this was the page that I indicated. I'm going to tear this page out. And I'm not going to use all of it, so it doesn't matter if it tears out well or not. Like meaning this edge, it doesn't matter. I have to make a decision. I can't use both, right? So I'm going to use this side. And I thought I would I'm going to cut that out. and use it on one of my collage sheets. Like this one looks great for this because it's the same color. It's the right color. I'm going to cut that out and we're going to make a journal card out of it. And I thought I could do that with these sheets. Like that's the coloring on that is just absolutely perfect. That was just happenstance. It's just what ended up near me. What I did not pick that out ahead of time. I picked this out ahead of time. And then I flipped and there was that page. And I think this actually was Christmas paper. But you can't tell there. I mean, with the set that it was with, it made sense. But there it doesn't make any sense to say that was Christmas paper. Okay, so I can either decoratively cut this. I can just tear it. I can cut it straight. It's totally up to you. I think I'm going to tear it and leave a nice frame around the edges. Is what I'm going to try to do. This will go in my paper scraps. I won't throw that out. Don't you worry, friends. I will not throw it out. I want the torn edge look, but I would like a little bit of a frame. I may end up taking even more off of this, but I don't want any straight edges. So we're going to tear this down. That will go in the garbage. Nobody can be bothered with that teeny minuscule piece. I have to get rid of this, and it's so close. The phrase is, boyhood is a summer sun, from Edgar Allan Poe. It must be from a book called Tamerlane in 1827, it says. I have to go so close to the wording. So I'm going to try to get this as tight. I take off as little. I just need to take off enough so it looks torn. I don't need to take off a lot. So I'm trying to take off the littlest piece possible so I can keep all of that wording. And I like that this is torn in, like it's got a notch into the picture, and this one's out. It's like a little up. It just seems more organic and natural to me. But this will make an awesome journal card that we can slip into a tuck spot or into a belly band or clip onto a page. Now the back is a Nora Roberts novel. So we're going to do something with the back too so that it can become a journaling card. I'm going to glue this down. I may even add a piece of fabric to this. I'm rolling away. I'm not too far. I'm going to roll away and just open my fabric. I have a stash of fabric, of course. And let's see if we can put a little bit of fabric collaged behind this to just make it a little more dressed up. It's about boys and dads. So like anything. I want it to look really ratty though. So I'm going to take my pointy tool and I'm going to kind of pick at these threads here so it doesn't look like a straight cut right there. You know, it looked like an angled cut. All right, I'll show you again. I should have showed you before I did that. I don't want that straight cut there. I don't want it to look like that. So just grab something pokey. Even a tweezers would do it. And just kind of pull at all those threads. Oh, don't poke your finger. That's never good. And it gives it like a rattier look. Let's do that a little bit up here too. Yeah, I really love that. Oh, I love this edge right here. Can I get that? Yeah, hanging out down below because I love the way that turned out. I love how ratty that is. Okay, so we can do that. And then it doesn't have to be the same. I could use a similar fabric or I could use something different. Like I could stand to have something with a little bit of a color. That's bold. I think I like it though. Let's try this one. I just need this. This doesn't matter. I don't need it to have this blunt, like this sharp point there. So let's cut that off and then do our ratting, do our little adjustment here. It's like a peacock blue colored fabric with like little orangey brown leaves all over it. That's the design. I'll show it to you close up here in a second. This is all going to be hidden. That'll be hidden behind here. So that doesn't really matter. I'm going to try to Oh, I keep poking my finger, girls, right out that edge. Now if I stick that here, I want more of it to pop out than that. So I don't have a lot of room, so I'm going to tear off just a little bit more of this. Oh, now I'm bleeding. There's not a lot of room. I don't have any more room here, so I poked my finger enough that I'm bleeding. I think, you guys, this happened to me before, and I decided I was going to store Band-Aids in here. Let's see if I can find them now. Where did I store them, girls? Oh, take a piece of gum while I'm at it. All right. Because that day that I decided I was going to store Band-Aids in here, of course I can't find them now. I had to like make a makeshift Band-Aid. So I guess that's what I have to do today. And good thing we have lots of paper towels and lots of tape in this room. I could have made an old-fashioned Band-Aid for myself because I can't be bleeding on my project. We're just gonna tape our finger together. I got lots of tape and clean paper towels, so I guess that's what we're doing. That is hilarious. Does anybody else do this? My kids would be like, Mom, it's not a Band-Aid when they were little. Kid, it's a clean cloth and some adhesive that's bandaging your finger. Oh, good, Carmela. She says, I'm learning and I'm trying. Oh, good. I'm so good. Look at, I poked myself pretty good. All right. Because there's not a lot of room here horizontally, it's like a real estate space here. We have to just pull a little bit more off the edge. Now, I'm trying to keep in mind that I want the left and the right to have an equal amount of space here and here. So that's another thing. Let's tear just a little bit more off of this one. Just a little more even. Doesn't have to be perfect. But I want to see that fabric. I just went through the effort. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. So cute. And it's just enough. It's just enough. So let's glue it down. Oh my gosh, I did. I got my tape. Look at you girls. Look at that is taped. So that is like a plastic over it. It's not going to seep through, but dang, I really did. I just poked myself pretty good. Okay. I like the placement of these two pieces. I know it looks so goofy like this. So I'm just going to leave them where they are and tape them down or glue them down. Let me see if my Fabri-Tac is going to come out today. Oh, Judith, I had to like fix myself up, girl. I had to do a makeshift Band-Aid. Leave it exactly where it is, and I glue down half of it at a time because I don't want to lose its positioning. Oh boy, this stuff does stink. I don't want to lose the position, so I'm gonna tack down part of it with my thumb, glue down the other part, and now I can flip this part up and glue this part down. Oh, I got a little bit of, I put a little bit of glue where I don't need it. So I'm going to pick it up with the back of this because I need glue on here now. So I wanted to show you, after doing a little bit of paper collage, a couple of ways that you can use your paper collage pages. I've been using them. So I thought I would just show you two more ways that I've decided I'm going to start using them. So here's a good backdrop for our journal card. Now, like I said, this, if I want to be able to write on here, we have a few options for this. I would love for you to tell me if you wanted to make this, we're going to make this into a journal card. This will be the front, pretty. This side we need to be able to write on. What would you do with this side to make it writable? Can you tell me in the comments for those of you who are here live or if you're here on replay? I would love to know your ideas for that while I take a little drink of water, if you don't mind. Hey, Leslie Hampton, we sure can. I can see your comments, friend. I can see you. I can see you. What would you do here? Give me your ideas. While you're doing that, I'm going to clean up and get ready to show you the next thing I want to show you of another way. Look what I found at the thrift store, by the way. Isn't that crazy? Oh, I can't wait to play with that. It's flipping fun, if you ask me. I sure can see you. And actually, Leslie, Put your comment right up on the screen. Yes, we can see you, friend. All right, so tell me, ladies, how would you make this a journaling card? While you're doing that, I'm going to grab a corner rounder and I'm going to do something fancy with the corners. I have this little lip right here. That line right there is the original book page. When you pull this out of the book, I usually get that little line from where it was like stuck in the book. If you don't like put your piece of paper collage paper like right up in there and jam it in, then you get that little line, but I really like it. So I leave it. You don't have, I mean, you could always take it off if you don't like it. I'm looking for a paper corner thing. I'm trying to decide if I want a fancy one or just a plain one. I think I'll just go with a plain one this time. We're going to round those edges. Let's go with the large. I love to do these upside down so I can see that I'm getting it. Oh, a little bit more challenging when you've got that fabric there. It will fit in there though. Oh. I'm going to try it this way now. It's messing with my fabric. There we go. Okay, so how do you suggest I go about making that back side? What are some options you can come up with for me for making that back side a journaling spot? I'm tempted to put a tab on the top too, and I think I will, but I'll wait until after I get this into a journaling. Plain paper. Judith, that's the first thought I thought of. That's the first thing I thought of too, was just like I could take, so I love this. You guys keep your ideas coming. My first thought was that, because it really is obvious, right, Judith? It's probably the most obvious one, but let's take a piece of plain paper and put it on top of that. So here's some coffee stained papers. Woo, and they smell that way too. Like, what if I took this and I would, you know, to me, like I like the idea of this looking really messy, like torn, not messy, torn, because it feels really organic that way. Why am I keep flipping this? It's the same, it's the same, Grace. It's because I need it on the right. Oh my Lord, it's the way my mind works. I don't just, if I keep flipping it, but it's going, now it's in the same it was before, except it's upside down. What a goofball. I'm trying to get as close to the edge as possible. And I want all 4 edges torn. So we could take a plain piece of paper, any kind. It doesn't have to be coffee stained, but I have lots of coffee stained paper and it kind of matches. And we could just glue that down on there. And now we would have, if we really wanted to highlight the fact that it's a torn piece of coffee stained paper, we could also come through with our distress ink, and I think I will. Just give me a second, because it's just going to give you another look. I'm going to put that away before I can take something else out. What if I took my distress ink and I came around this and really pronunciated, or what's the word, paid attention, like gave more attention to the fact that these are all torn edges. All right, another option. You don't have to do that, but if you like the idea of that looking like it had burnt edges, that's another option. I'm going to finish since I already started. So that was my first thought too, Judith. You and I were on the same page about this. This is what I was thinking. Simplest, fast. I have a ton of coffee stained paper. It could just be plain paper that you have. It could be lined paper if you wanted that look. Just depends on what you're doing. I love that look. I think that looks fabulous. The next thought I had is what Carmela said. Maybe put strips of torn paper down for lines to write on. So what if you took, like, there's the back side of this image. So what if I took torn bits of paper and just line them up? They don't even have to match. Ah, man, I have so much torn bits of paper. Let's grab another one. Like, this is just a strip of, and I have 2 of them. So what if I went like that? Is this what you were thinking, Carmela, when you made that suggestion? They could all be the same height and color, or they could be all different heights and colors. This is the beauty of creating your own stuff, is you get to decide how you want to do it and what you think looks best. And there really is no right and wrong. I'm trying to make this one different size than that, so it's not exactly the same. So we could glue down bits of paper either in clear rows, or we could overlap them like more paper collage to give ourselves another option. That's another one. Another option would be to take your gesso. You can take your gesso, and gesso is meant to be painted on or created on. We could take either a white, black, or colored, this one's beige, gesso, and we could paint over this, and then with the correct type of pen or marker, you would have to have the correct type. But like this pen that I was telling you about the other day would be able to write on your gesso. Any felt tip marker, fine tip marker, would be able to write on your gesso. So you could just gesso this. You could just paint this on there, and then it would be writable. Okay, that's another option. So there are ways to get around it. I'm going to choose this way. It's the fastest, the easiest, and honestly, I just really like the look of that. And then I'm going to add a tab to this. So let's do it. I love that the paper is crinkly, just like the book page underneath. And the book page underneath is crinkly from all the liquid glue that I put on it to get the paper collage on it. It has this really crinkly feeling and texture to it, which I love. Whew, that stuff is strong smelling. A whiff of it in my mouth. Whew. That'll get you, friend. Perfect. Now I'm going to put, I want a tab on here so badly, but here's what I'm thinking. First of all, I need it. I have no idea why the picture is popping around like that. It wasn't something I was doing. My hands are right here. Why was it doing that? That's so weird. I want you guys to see this. There. The paint, yeah, paint. So your gesso, if you have gesso on hand, if you don't have gesso on hand, I would test out chalk paint. I would try with chalk paint first. And what I would do before you go in on your actual project, take a scrap piece. Like if we wanted to test it out on here, take just a plain piece from the book that you're working in or the page that you're trying to do it on, and put your chalk paint on it, and then test it out with the markers and the pens that you have on hand with chalk paint. If you have gesso on hand, I know gesso will work because that gesso is a primer. So if you have any paint markers, even chalkboard markers would work. Like you should be able to do it. The main thing would be to make sure whatever ink or marker you have, that you have a good flow so that it doesn't bleed all over on your project. And meaning when the ink or the paint comes out of the pen, that the flow it's not too fast, because if it's too fast, you're going to have bleeding and you're going to make a mess, right? So I would definitely test that on a separate piece of paper before you go in on your actual journal card, if you're doing it for the first time. But I would try chalk paint. If you don't have gesso on hand, try your chalk paints. But if you have gesso, it should absolutely work with gesso because it's a primer. Okay, I want to put a tab on here. I want it to be fabric, a little bit of fabric. Okay, I even have this actual fabric, this matching fabric. But here's the thing. If I put a little tab here, I am deciding for sure that this is, I guess I'm not. I mean, to me, if I put the tab on the top, then I'm going to put it in something from the top so that it pulls out. The whole idea is that it's a pull tab. As opposed to if I put it on the side, then I might be pulling it, like putting it into a belly band pocket or into a tuck spot from the side. Do you see what I'm saying? So I'm limiting, if I put this on here, I'm limiting myself to it being a top pull versus a side pull. I don't think I would like to put a side pull next to this fabric though. I guess here. If I put it here, I don't feel like for some reason that doesn't bother me as much. First of all, I don't need this much fabric. I can't believe how my finger is bleeding, you guys. I just need a smaller bit. And actually, that is wider than that. So I think I'll go this way. And I'm going to glue this down. I'm just going to do it. But it is going to limit me. That's what's going through my mind. It's going to limit me a little bit because now I'm going to feel like I need to put this as a top pull in a journal. I love the ratty bits, and I love for this to be a tall pull tab, meaning I want it to come off of the paper a bit. So I'm not going to pull this tight and glue it down. I want this to be as puffy as possible. So I'm going to try to take the very edge of that and glue it down. I need to pull it down just a little bit. So that I have a little bit of a loop right there, something to pull on. Oh my gosh, is that cute or what? Hold on, I'll get this bigger for you so you can see it better. How cute that is. If I'm being real fancy, I could take a little stitch across this too, either with my machine or you can hand stitch. What a great little journal card, no? So I've been on for an hour. We've been chatting. I had to bandage my finger. We've been going through all stuff. I have one more way I'm going to show you of using these. I just wanted to point out how long I've been live because I wanted to say this. The process of making this was so easy. Once you've got this book made up, because this is what you're doing on your tired crafting days or your traveling crafting days where you're not going to do a full project, but you're going to take all your paper scraps and you're going to glue them into a book. It's really self-contained. And now you have pages upon pages upon pages that you can use for creating journal tags, ATC cards, backgrounds for mixed media projects, greeting cards, like you name it. Here's another one that really matches this color scheme. But once you have those done, you're going to take whatever focal image you want. I'm going to pick out another one since I'm here and we're doing it. You're going to take another one of your focal points, glue it on the front. You can put 2 little pieces of fabric behind it for more collage, and then tape another blank piece of paper to the back or glue it. And your journal card is done. It really does not take that long. I just wanted to point that out, that it really doesn't take that long. It's just the fact that I am talking and talking and talking you through it. I like that one a lot too. This says, a gentleman should not only know how to fence, to box, to ride, to shoot, to swim, and to play at billiards, he must also know how to dance, to walk, and to carry himself. From Good Manners in 1870. That's hilarious. Hilarious. This is too wide to go on this page like this. However, what if I put it on this way? I think I could fit them if I separated them from each other and closed the gap right there. So you get a little creative. But these little books that you can find at the thrift store can be great embellishments for your junk journals. And that is true junk journaling. That is taking something that, like at a thrift store, something that was, sometimes your library gives stuff like this away, or at a yard sale, you got it for really, it's really inexpensive. Oh my gosh, is that not cute? OMG, he's cute. What a cute little tag or something for a book. Gift tag even. We can turn these things into really pretty creative endeavors. And our collage books can really help with that. There's one other thing I wanted to show you, and I might just save this for next week, for next Friday, but let me just give you a little peek at this. When we did the ATC event, I pulled out my little 3-ring binder. It's a clear cover, 3-ring binder. It fits the playing cards. That is an ATC card size, these playing cards. And the ones that I have in here are vintage playing cards. I sell these on the website at thecomfynestwithgrace.com in the shop. I sell them in sets of 15. So they have just pretty images on the back. They're old playing cards from different sets, and they have pretty images. And on the front of that playing card, I decorated. That's what an artist trading card is, 2.5 by 3.5 playing card size, little works of art. And I love to collage on them. So I decided I'd use one of these books as a way to store my ATC cards. Now, I was thinking to myself, Grace, you have oodles and oodles and oodles of this paper, this collage paper available, and it would make great backgrounds for more ATC cards that would fit into these these little 3-ring binders. And I have a bunch of these 3-ring binders. When I bought them, it came with it was either a set of 6 or 7. So I'm going to fill this one with, the other day I cut these out when I was live with the girls for open crafting in the craft therapy club. I cut out a bunch of these, and some of these are from this book. I took some of these pages out and I cut them down. Look at, there's a gum wrapper, to make 2.5 by 3.5 inch surfaces, ATC cards basically. And I'm going to put them in this book and then decorate the pages. Okay, so I started out just using regular cardstock paper and cutting it down. Like, these are all decorative cardstock papers that I had like in my paper stash that were just not getting used. Like, this is even a time card. That is a coffee stained time card, and I cut it down. And I'm going to be punching holes in these and putting them in my binders so I can have a mini album that I can decorate the pages in. So I think I'm going to save this for next Friday here on YouTube Live. I think I'm live next Friday, aren't I? I think I am. In the time here, I have completed 7 ATCs. You are awesome, Melissa. That makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. We are doing an ATC round robin swap next month in the Craft Therapy Club because of Melissa's comments about making the ATCs and how much she's been enjoying them. That inspired me to just say, let's do it next month. Let's do it next month. I hadn't come up with it. I have some stuff in mind. I have a notebook full of ideas for things that we'll do in the Craft Therapy Club, but the timing is totally appropriate for this round robin. So we're going to do it in the club next month. So anyway, that's another way that we can use these paper collage papers that we're making. So it's got book page on one side, it's got paper collage on the other. If you cut them down to ATC cards, they can be perfect little surfaces for ATC cards. Okay, you could glue them to playing cards to give them more, like if you want them thicker. These are old baseball playing cards. You could glue them so that they feel thicker, or you could just glue them to, like, I have all this cardstock that I just was not using. So I could glue these two together, and then I would have, this has a white background and this one has the book page. But if I'm looking for a little more sturdiness for this one, we could glue these two together and then hole punch and decorate the pages. So anyway, just another idea for your collage papers of a way that you can use them. FYI, just for your information. All right. Well, I'm so glad you guys were here today. Do me a favor. Fluff the nest, as we say here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. That means just spread this out there. Share it with somebody who you think might enjoy it or who might want to hang out with us here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. You're all welcome. Everybody's welcome. If you like to create and you love good fellowship and making new friends online around your creativity, it's a great place to be. And I love having you here. So thank you for being here. Be sure you subscribe here on the channel on YouTube. That's where I'm live right now. And I am live once a week on the public page as well, over on Facebook. And my membership group lives in a Facebook group. It lives over on Facebook. So you can find me in those places, or in my free group over on Facebook, the Crafty Chicks Club. You guys have a beautiful, blessed weekend. Thanks for being my friend. See you next time.